Hello. Let's inspect the unique Flame Elementalist build. Movement spells are rarely considered a viable damage source, certainly not the main one in a build, so you might be surprised to see a Flame that can become a foundation of a functional burning damage setup. Its damage and clear speed are both quite good for a new Trey build. Divergent Flame has a unique property: it deals 2% more burning damage per 1% gem quality. Note that's more, not increased, which in this case is much better. We are then able to get the quality by up to 74% using Ashes of the Stars and high-level Enhanced Support Gem. DOT skills scale up really well with gem level, so the main setup will be located in Bronze Lithe, a body armor which has been improved in patch 3.19 to increase damage with movement skills and grant them 5 extra gem levels, which is unheard of for the regular meta spells. To increase cooldown recovery for Flame it's required to anoint Fleetfoot Notable and get Watcher's Eye with a specific haste modifier. The burning trail of Flame is not very wide, so to have bearable clear speed the only required item is Barracks Respite, which spreads Ignite on death. The damage of Flame consists of 2 components: the Ignite damage caused by a hit, and the burning, not Ignite, damage caused by burning ground. Both of these are fire damage over time effects, and the damage of them is split roughly into 2 equal parts. For defenses, it uses armor and evasion rating sourced mostly from auras. It is able to gain block chance and high spell suppression chance with expensive rare gear. Another addition is Primal Aegis as one of Elementalist's keystones. The build has around 4k of maximum life. Due to Barracks Respite Ring and low cooldown on the Flame the clear speed is excellent. The damage can be slightly higher than that of Righteous Fire, but it's also heavily tied to your budget. It probably won't exceed 10 mil DPS. The budget varies from expensive to even more expensive. Ashes of the Stars and a rare weapon will cost a small fortune. There are multiple unique items the build requires to function properly. Bronze Lithe and Barracks Respite are must-haves. Ashes of the Stars is better than any rare amulet, and so is the Polaric Devastation Ring. Besides these gear pieces, we can also recommend the Forbidden Jewels for an extra keystone and Brutal Restraint, as you will need a lot of extra dexterity for all the gems. Bronze Lithe. +5 to level of socketed movement gems and increased damage with movement skills is the unique selling point of this body armor. You might need to prepare quite a lot of chromatic orbs to suit your main setup. Immortal Flesh, which was also buffed in patch 3.19, is the source of immense life regeneration, maximum life, and reduced physical damage taken. You can't leech life from damage over time, so life regeneration is one of the very few tools to replenish life. You can't reasonably hope for a better amulet than Ashes of the Stars. Even the perfect rare ones can't compare. The extra quality, gem level, and reservation efficiency are all very important. Barracks Respite Ring makes your Ignite spread to nearby enemies, setting up a chain reaction that improves your clear speed, something that the build would otherwise struggle with. Put Polaric Devastation in your right ring slot to cover enemies in Ash. It reduces movement speed and increases fire damage taken. It also grants a lot of cold and fire resistances. Brutal Restraint is used only for the extra dexterity, but there might be a chance to gain a minor bonus from an upgraded notable in its radius, which might be, for example, one for even more dexterity. Shaper of Storms or Malediction are the 2 best keystones you can get from a pair of Forbidden Jewels. We've picked Malediction for extra curse and curse effectiveness, but Shaper of Storms would be better for more consistent damage. Haste's increased cooldown recovery rate of movement skills found on a Watcher's Eye can be very good. It goes up to 50%, which is a lot. Your other auras are Determination, Grace, and Temporary Malevolence. If you have played a Righteous Fire build before, then you know what to prioritize. Try to gain as much maximum life, resistances, and dexterity as you can from your rare gear. Spell suppression and block chance can also be utilized to improve your defenses. For damage, seek burning damage, that is fire damage over time. Fire damage and damage over time are good too, but usually the more specific the mod, the more potent it is. A regular helmet with just the most basic defensive modifiers will be fine. Spell suppression and dexterity can naturally occur on bases with an evasion rating. On your weapon, level of fire or spell skill gems are the most favorable. You can have the level of the flame dash increased by 2 extra levels by such a weapon. Burning damage is the second best addition. On a shield, again seek the basic defenses as was the case with a helmet. A rare shield can also get you more block chance, and maximum elemental resistances. On your boots look for maximum life, movement speed, resistances, attributes, and spell suppression chance. You might want to craft an anti-freeze prefix. Basic gloves don't offer many unique modifiers, but you can get the Warlord ones for increased damage over time. Rare jewels should get you the missing attributes or resistances. Try to get more maximum life and burning damage from them too. Sadist and smoking remains are probably the best 2 notables to get, but almost any notable from a fire-oriented large cluster jewels would be an improvement. Medium cluster jewels. 1 Master of Fire for fire exposure would be great. Blowback, Burning Bright, Lord of Drought, and other damage over time nodes are good. Many of them can be found on a variety of different types of medium cluster jewels. That's why Megalomaniac jewels might be of use. Cinderswallow Urn grants an onslaught buff, increases your damage, and offers 1 veiled modifier. We recommend life or energy shield recovery on kill. For your other magic flask, you can use Quicksilver Flask for movement speed, Quartz Flask for phasing and spell suppression, Granite Flask for armor, Jade Flask for evasion, or Life Flask. These can improve your evasion, armor, or movement speed on use with a proper suffix. Bleeding or freeze removal can be of use too. Now for the skill setups. Use the divergent version of Flame Dash for more burning damage. It leaves burning ground and causes ignite, which spreads instantly via Barracks Respite. Try to get one with a high gem level and quality. Link it with Efficacy, Burning Damage, Cruelty, Swift Affliction, and Enhanced Support gems. All of them grant you more burning damage. Flammability is a curse that simply lowers fire resistance. Use Orb of Storms to apply it via Hextouch support. The orb fires a chaining beam that is a very efficient way to cause ailments. With Shaper of Flames it has a 100% chance to ignite, and you should link it with combustion support to reduce fire resistance even further. The Auras setup consists of 3 auras and the Enlighten support. Grace increases and adds more evasion rating. Determination increases and adds armor rating. Haste is used mostly for the movement speed bonus and Watcher's Eye modifier for increased cooldown recovery for Flame Dash. Enlighten support increases the mana reservation efficiency for all linked auras. Malevolence is the best damage-wise aura for DOT builds. It grants more damage over time and increases skill effect duration. Divine Blessing support makes Malevolence a temporary aura so that it won't reserve mana, but now the build requires an Eldritch battery to afford it. Link it with Inspiration 2, preferably a divergent variant to lower the mana cost. Vortex is used to chill and ignite enemies. It enables the effects of Sadist notable from cluster jewels. It deals low damage, but still enough to kill weak opponents and low life bosses with Culling Strike. Link it with the aforementioned Culling Strike and Life Tap support gems. Molten Shell mitigates incoming hit damage to some extent. It lasts longer the more armor you have. Link it with Cast when damage taken at level 20 so that you won't have to cast it manually. Defiance Banner increases evasion and armor. Nearby enemies have significantly reduced critical strike chance. If you can apply more than 1 curse, the game offers a few to choose from. We've used Punishment, but Alchemist's Mark, Temporal Chains, and Enfeeble are also good choices. Killing all the bandits is the best way to approach the quest from Act 2. You will need these points more than any other bonus offered to you. The build is not very good at defending itself against damage over time. That's the reason we've picked Soul of Aracali for a major god. The other ones can be good as well. For a minor god, you can pick almost all of them. Souls of Aberith, Shikari, or Ralakesh prevent you from taking too much damage over time. On the passive skill tree, we've picked 2 outer jewel sockets for 2 large cluster jewels and some medium ones, which will trim the size of the regular skill tree. Fire damage over time can be found in Breath of Flames and Holy Fire clusters. There you can allocate fire masteries for additional fire damage over time and extra exposure efficiency. From the life clusters, pick more maximum life. Near Elemental Overload Keystone, which you should allocate, pick the Acrimony Notable with its mastery for increased effective cruelty. Sovereignty and Influence will help with mana reservation, and their masteries can increase the effect of auras, or increase the duration of malevolence by 50%. For Elemental Mastery from Divine Judgment or Snow Forged, pick the increased effect of non-damaging ailments. Near Lethe Shade Keystone, which you also should allocate, there's a spell suppression cluster with Instinct. You can pick basically any mastery it offers, depending on your current spell suppression chance. That is all for the Divergent Flame-Elementalist. It's quite an expensive and unconventional build with its own charm. If you have any thoughts, leave them down in the comments. Leave us a like or subscribe to the channel for more content. See you around.